Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules, my pronouns are he, him. I'm a food photographer and soon to be published cookbook author, and every single Saturday we sit here and we chat for an hour and a half, and we plan or we journal or you can have me playing in the background while you do whatever. We just hang out, share, plan, learn from each other. This week I am planning my upcoming week in my Jibun Techo days and diary. If you are watching, pop into chat. Let me know what your plans are for the day. We also talk about things that happened over the last week. And I had some exciting things happen over the last week. My Canada Council for the Arts grant arrived in my bank account, so I was able to order myself holy crap, I did it. I made a book, present reward. I also ordered a bunch of stuff from Shein, so that's going to be a video once that arrives. I taught town hall about how to be inclusive and foster diversity and inclusion in your photography business practices for the Andrew Scrivani Academy on Wednesday, and it went amazingly well. Andrew Scrivani was very, very happy with it, which makes me feel really good about that. I was supposed to find out the results for my cover, like what it's going to be this week. That didn't happen, which is fine. Hopefully soon that will be hopefully this week. I sent a gentle nudge to the acting publisher on that's like a job role on Thursday, so hopefully she has an answer for me on Monday. So yeah, this week I have a bunch of stuff. I have meetings. I have it's like new TV week, which is cool. I'm thinking about entering into an image competition. I'm not quite sure yet if I'm going to. I have 3. You can enter 4. I have 3 images that could do well. The 4th is undecided, and so unless I can get 4, there's either I'm going to enter 1, which is $1. If you all enter 4, it's $80 to enter, and there's it's $20 per image, and I don't want to enter unless I have a full roster to enter. So yeah, I got some extra interesting things in the mail as well today that I will share later. This is getting to the point where I almost need to take it out to plan. It still lies flat, but there's the way that the bump, the 2-page spread is a little bit difficult to deal with. I also got a lot of images shot this week because we're in round 2 principal photography for my cookbook, and it's just really easy things. It's highlighting single ingredients, and the reason it's ephemera is basically what it is, and the reason for it is to keep the page layouts consistent, to keep the book friendly for neurodivergent brains. And so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 images this week, and I still have another 27 minus 9 is 18 images to do over the next 2 weeks, while also being away out of town. So yeah, my priority for this week again is photography. So yeah, I'll walk you through this for those of you watching this on replay or watching this live who may be new. This top section I use for my priority for the week, and it's the thing that so everything I plan my days based on how many spoons I have. I check in my body 3 times a day. depending on how many spoons I have, that tells me what I'm going to do. And the kind of driving, like I have a whole list of things. If you look back, like these are like, depending on my spoon level, I have a list of activities to draw from. But there's some weeks, especially, and this allows me to have like, know that I'll be able to rest for times when I have client shoots or whatever, and I know that I'm not going to have any time. But what this does is it's like, okay, so it's to remind me that this is my priority, and anything else I want to get accomplished this week is secondary to this. So, yeah, priority is, and then you may hear my dog snoring in the background. Photo shoots. And I use a Jibun, or no, the Hobonichi cousin, as a project planner. And it's letting me know what my shoots are this week. If I have, I'm going to put this here. And I need, it doesn't really matter, we'll use this. This side is like to-do lists. Normally at this top part is things that don't have a deadline, that if I have extra time, things I would like to accomplish. I have, right now, it's all about second round photography. Excuse my head, it happens. So, this week, ginger, pistachio nuts and spices, pistachio nuts. It's like a somewhat mise en place for tahdig, and spices, cocoa powder. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that one yet. And then roti in pan, and then rolling roti. Should actually be backwards because you have to do one before you do the other. Avocado and potatoes, and this is spaghetti sauce mise en place. So how am I gonna, so spag, the spag mise en place, and cayenne pepper. It's like the powder with the pepper on it. Cayenne pepper. And chili. Finished dish. And bowls. Gosh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can do this. I can do this. Okay, and then I need to grab this color. Let me double check. It's back here for a minute. Double check the color. Yes, YG00. So Mondays and Fridays are normally admin days, but it's gonna be a shoot day as a priority. Tuesday is shoot day. Wednesday, I'm in meetings all day. And it looks like my alcohol pens that I frequently use are starting to dry up, which leaves me in a bit of a conundrum about what I do for next year. And Saturday is also live plan with me. What did I do last week? No, I kept it as that, because if I can't shoot on Saturday, yeah, that's right. If I can't shoot on Saturday, I pick something to shoot on Saturday. Next Saturday, that's easy. That if I can't shoot it, like, my live plan with me is still my priority. So, if I can't shoot on Saturday, it's not a big deal. So, color this in, interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, everything is color coded because it allows me to see at a glance how I'm spending my time. And then more detailed lists. Like this is like subjects of like admin time, photography time, recipe development time, meetings. And then on the days, it's the more detailed lists of things that I'm accomplishing during those periods. And then biz meeting is GG1. That is my priority for that day. I believe that starts at 1:30. I'm gonna double check that. Oops. Let's see. Open up my calendar. Go to Wednesday the 21st. 1:30. Yep. Okay. So put that in now. So what that means is one color right here. The hour beforehand is for meeting prep. My lunch is normally at 2, so lunch and my break, and like I have an hour before meetings for prep and to get my autistic brain in a mode where I can people. And then I take an hour afterwards to decompress. And usually at 2 p.m. is my lunch break. So my lunch break is going to be an hour and a half on Wednesday. So that's to that. I'm just coloring in my lunch break now. I will write it in later. There's some color blocks. So this is what's it called? Hold on. You know what? I have it in here. That meeting. Yeah, CTP. CTP meeting. Prep. Break. And grab this. My arrow. Stupid head. Sorry about that. And do this. Shoop. And then through here. Again down. Boop. There we go. And then, okay, on dog food making days are Monday, puppers are in here. Gotta find my puppers. There's my puppers. So, oh, that's so cute. Tuesday, the dog food making day. And we'll make it Friday. It's my next dog food making day. Cute little puppers. And, oops. This back. On Monday is a friend's birthday. So, gotta put a birthday sticker. Travis. B-Day. I have to leave room to write on top of it. So what I do, like, I'm not planning any of these photo shoots because it really depends on if my health, like my migraine or my energy levels allow me to do it. So it's like pre-planning, like what I want to do, and then after, like when I get the shoots done, then I write them out at the top. So when I need to find out, like, if there's information attached to something, I know where to look for that information in my days. Usually that is things like sketches, printed out versions of those images, etc., etc. This time around, I haven't yet sketched anything for these photo shoots because it's not as involved as doing a full spread. Do I have any deadlines this week? Before I color anything in, yes, on Friday. So deadline color is 120. Thought so. Put that in. Image. Comp. Oops, sorry about that. Here we go. Image. Comp. And then back to this color. So this first, it's from 6 to 8 a.m. That's where, during this time, is where I put, there's any deliveries that day, and other things that are happening that day that don't have a specific time, but I have to be aware that they're happening. And, wow, this is like dying. And then, here, breakfast is at 10. Oh, sorry about that. Boop. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to buy these again. If you are new to the channel, the reason why I am saying that is because these are alcohol based and they bleed through this paper. If it was just ghosting, I wouldn't care. And so, like, I was using Tombow brush pens, but they are too saturated, and these alcohol-based pens are, like, not as saturated, and then I use the Tombow to outline, so they stand out, but they bleed through, so the colors don't stay, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't stay true. But now, these are dying, so I don't know. This week I purchased, so I have like 120 of the Ohuhu, what brand is, like the brush pens. water-based. None of them are all that light. And then I got this set, which is also has the chisel. And here, let me show you the... Here, this is the box. So, and it's interesting that these pens are different colors and numbers than the same brand, but different styles. So that's an interesting thing to know about this brand. So there's a few here that I can use. So I think I might do like a mishmash of Ohuhu pens. And if they... When did I buy these? I can tell by when I switched. Let's go back in time here. So it was a while ago. So, yeah, this is March, and beginning of March is when I started using these. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, we're almost 7 months in of continual use. That's not bad. That is not bad, especially for the price. I mean, it was like $20, maybe. So, yeah. Originally, I was going to be using, when I get the, Biz, I was going to be using November and December to play with color schemes, figure out what I'm going to do, if I'm still going to continue to use the alcohol pens, but I think the decision has been pretty much made for me. Okay, so breakfast here. Is this our... And grocery delivery is on Monday. And Wednesday is milk delivery. And Thursday is co-op delivery. Oh, and that reminds me, Monday is co-op deadline. My puppers. And Saturday is milk deadline. Wednesday I'm expecting a delivery. Let me check, because it may come earlier. I'm going to check tracking from Canada Post to see where my Star Trek boots are. My Star Trek boots are the... Wow, you made a book. Congratulations. Here is your prize. Oh, it may actually be here. They're in Victoria now, so they may be here on Monday. That would be good. That would be really good. Okay, exercise. And speaking of exercise, if you have been watching my live streams on replay, then you know that once I got my grant money, I was planning to buy a Vitruvian Trainer Plus, and I did that, and I can't wait for that to arrive as well. I don't have any idea when it's going to ship. They say 4 to 6 weeks. Some people have been getting it in 2 weeks. Some people have been getting it in 8 weeks. It all really depends because they have to move stuff around between warehouses. A bunch of people in the U.S. who ordered theirs the same day and the day before that, or ordered mine, have already got theirs because they had just done the 3 weeks worth of orders shipping all at once. So I'm hoping that means that Canada shipments will be happening soon, because I would really like that. Oh. I'm also cooking this week. Okay. I am looking for... What am I looking for? Writing. Put that in that thing. Writing is WG 050. Where are we? Here we go. Here we go. So this here. Right in. Sorry, you don't need to see my head. Oh, I have something all to show you all in a minute. Once I finish doing the basics of this. Then this is first 2 hours of the day. This is my administration color. Is continuing ed and prepping for my day. This color is also starting to burn out the right color, or right word, I mean. I don't know. Don't know. So continuing ed. Ed and prep. Continuing ed and prep. And then a whole bunch of shows are premiering this week. So back to my color code. CG030. Where are we? CG3030. These in. Oh. This is like shows that are just for me to watch. My partner doesn't really care about. And let's see what we have this week. Premieres this week. There's a lot. So, Quantum. Oh, that's for both of us. Oh, and Murdoch's also. Okay, well that's a problem. Okay, so Wednesday, New Amsterdam, final season. I like knowing when seasons are going to end. Also hoping that this is the final season of Handmaid's Tale, because it's starting to get too drawn out. So I have. Is that Thursday? Yes. Oh, it's another birthday. Carson and Gord. Birthday. Back to my birthday stickers. Where are we gonna go? Let's do a little chapeau. A little birthday hat. There we go. New Hampshire. Okay, what was I doing? So yes. Masked Singer. Chicago Med. Big Sky. Tuesday. Oh, I'm gonna do that after. Sort out our TV schedule after. What else do I have? That's for both of us. That's me. Okay, and that's for both of us. We have Murdoch in the mix, and War of the World. Oh, I also have Digstown in the mix. Okay, so I'll put Digstown on Friday. Is there anything else that started this week that I need to remember? Nope. Okay, so now both of our schedule. I think this one, next color is CG, like the Roman numeral 2, I'll figure this out as I do this. Okay. So, we have to watch Star Trek for sure on Thursday. And we have to watch Transplant for sure on Saturday. I don't know when Transplant is happening in the U.S. Transplant. Survivor on Thursday. Okay. What else do we have on this Thursday? Handmaid's Tale. Oh, okay. So, Survivor. Probably going to be 2 hours. So let's do War of the Worlds. It's a new series from Europe. It's on CBC Gem in Canada. I don't know if it's in the US. And Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale. Back to this. So we'll do Quantum Leap. And Kids Ruin Everything. Well, Kids Ruin could go for Haha Tuesday. Well, that's a conundrum. No, let's do Quantum Leap. Shouldn't have crossed that out. Okay, I have to put Rick Mercer on Monday. Because we still have not been able to watch. Rick Mercer has a new comedy series. And we haven't been able to fit it into this week. Quantum Leap. So Haha Tuesday and MacGyver. Or Matlock. Murdoch. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, let's do Murdoch and Quantum Leap on Tuesday. And then, even though, let's do 22 minutes. Yeah, let's do it this way. Strays. And Kids Ruin. Not necessarily in that order. But that's that sorted. I think that is sorted. I think so. Yep. Yepity yep. And then, okay. Okie dokie. So, did I do that? No, Jules, you did that wrong. Okay. I knew it. I knew I would bugger this up some point. Okay, so WG050. I think that's this color. It's supposed to be for this. Whatever. Close enough. Oh, hello, Anomic. Sorry I didn't see you. Murdoch, yeah, I miss Murdoch. So the season just started this past week. And I know you're busy right now, but I'm pretty sure that Americans can also watch the CBC Gem app. I'm not quite sure. So, and it has all seasons of Murdoch there. So if you don't want to wait for it to come on Netflix, just as an FYI. So, yeah, I knew I would screw that up. Every week there's one thing, because I was out of my planners for the summer, I'm still getting used to writing. My brain's not working. Filling it out without like boo-boos. So how are you doing? How was your week, Anomic? I think this is what I'm looking for. Yes, it is. Anything new? How is the semi-nomadic life working out? How are the kids settling in? else do I have this week? I mean, it seems like I don't have anything, but I have, like, the photo shoots. Anomic is saying you probably use the VPN in Canada and see it. Yes, absolutely you can. So you'll have to, with a CBC Gem, you can watch it online and with the app on mobile with streaming. Without a subscription, there's commercials, but it's like totally like 3 commercials. I mean, it's free, so that's how they pay for it. I'm looking for. But yeah, there's lots of everything CBC is on the CBC Gem app, and I think the URL to watch it in browser is gem.cbc.ca. I think. I'm not quite sure. Anything else this week? I colored it in, but I did not write it down. Live. Plan with me. I have some show and... No, that's not the drawer. This is the drawer. Some show and tell in a minute. Let me see what color or what thing I'm on after the moons and stuff. I think it's books next. Yes, books. Let me find some... my book spines. This is the books. Anomic's saying that their week was interesting. They are at a new Airbnb today, so that was also part of why they were late finding the place, and then getting used to new traffic patterns. Oh gosh, that would. Speaking of traffic, holy cow! So yesterday we had to go to. There's an antique store. It's like in another community over, but it's like only 15 minutes away. And I go there to get a lot of... Oh, and then Anomic's saying the kids really like their current place, and it's quite swanky and luxurious, so far so good. Well, that's good. I mean, kids are pretty adaptive when it comes to these sort of things. So yeah, we had to go and do a trip to the antique store yesterday. Are those look too similar? Those look too same. But these are all small. No, I'm just gonna do the same. And on the way back, it was bumper to bumper traffic in town here. So it's like highway, smooth sailing, there and back. But then they didn't really plan for people ever living here. Like for the longest time where I lived was super, super rural. And like nobody lived here. And then now there's like lots of people that live in Duncan and North Cowichan surrounding areas, which is like Duncan is all our mailing list. Because that's just where the post office is. And, so we're driving back, bumper to bumper traffic. And I always leave more room than is necessary in bumper to bumper traffic. Because I do not trust drivers, which you're not supposed to do. Which is a good thing. So we're driving, we have to do a left turn off of the highway onto one of the artery roads to go to another place that we're planning to do some shopping. And vehicle in front of me, all of a sudden I hear... So it was like I heard the crash before the vehicle actually like stopped. And what happened, the vehicle in front of me, for whatever reason, like just proceeded and like drove into the car in front of them. And because it was bumper to bumper traffic, right? And so I heard the crash, and then I saw them come to an abrupt stop in front of me, and I slammed on the brakes. Like as soon as it happened so quickly, scared my partner to absolute, like they just like freaked out. Like, what the hell are you slamming on the brakes for? What the heck? And the car in front of us just slammed into the vehicle in front of them, and it was either slam on the brakes myself, or, hit the vehicle in front of us, who decided, because we were moving, and so, I had thought that the traffic ahead was moving, because the vehicle in front of us was moving, so I started to move, heard the crash, I slammed on the brakes. And the really thing about it is, you would think with, bumper-to-bumper traffic is normally you're very lucky to be going like 10 kilometers an hour. Like, you don't even like get to accelerate on the gas all that much when the way that it's like that's how long, like, you barely get to go through a green light before it's red light again, and everything gets like the intersections get blocked because people haven't learned not to block the box yet because they're not used to this type of traffic here. Anyways, the thing, like, it was loud enough. They were going, yeah, it turns into very quickly into a pileup. Like, that was the type of situation. If I did not hear the crash, if I did not leave more room than is always necessary, it would have been it would have been a pileup. Absolutely. And the thing that really got me about it was that they were going fast enough, the vehicle in front of me, for me to not only hear, like, it wasn't a little tap. I heard a crunching noise before I saw them come to a stop, or an abrupt stop. But they also hit the vehicle in front of them with so much force that it knocked off the rear license plate of the vehicle in front of them. And so, like, I had to drive around, like, little crumpled bits of back bumper and license plate on the road to be able to, like, to get off. And luckily it happened where there's, like, the painted islands where you can, like, both directions of traffic can make a left turn. It was, like, happen right where, before the dedicated left turn. So there's lights, dedicated left turn to off the rotary, and then right before that was the painted island for the both directions left turn. And so it happened, like, where the painted island was, and so they both, like, pulled over and into that, and off they went to exchange their information. But it was, yeah, Anomik is saying, well, lucky that you were paying attention. Very much so. Very much so. Yesterday was not, and I've seen accidents before and driven by them, but I had never been that close to being in an accident before. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking, even though we were safe. And yeah, I'm just really glad that I was paying attention, because it would have caused a complete pileup had I not been. Because even, like, the vehicle behind me, and I didn't even have, like, normally I would check the vehicle behind, like, I didn't even check my rear view mirror. It was like, I don't care if I get rear-ended. I'm not rear-ending the vehicle in front of me, because rear-ending is always the fault of the person who does the rear-ending. So, anyways, that was my excitement. Oh, I did this upside down. That was my excitement for the day yesterday. So, traffic patterns, yes. People are still getting used, and I don't understand, like, Anomik is saying their deaf sign language teacher used to say that she always leaves extra room because hearing drivers are usually so distracted. Oh, yeah. And the thing about this, it's not only so distracted, I want to know what was going on. Like, they must have had a complete lapse of attention. Like, what on earth made them think that they could suddenly, like, hit the gas and proceed to driving when traffic wasn't moving? Like, that's the real thing that I don't understand about the whole thing, is how it even, like, what were they thinking to all of a sudden step on the gas and like, drive in, like, accelerating speed into the vehicle in front of them. And Anomik is saying she had nothing else to distract her. Yeah, the deaf teacher, yeah. That's the whole... Anyways, it pays to be hyper-vigilant sometimes. That's my... Anyway, yeah, so that was my excitement yesterday. And I would much rather not have it happen again. It's one of the reasons why I hate driving. I drive as little as humanly possible. Just because other drivers cannot be trusted. I mean, that's why we have defensive driving in the first place, is because you're not supposed to trust other drivers. But that was just one, like, I just trust them to such an extent that like I get some pretty, and it's also, this is a common thing among autistics apparently, and there's just too many things to pay attention to, and it's just a lot of multitasking in ways that do not come naturally. Like, autistic people can be excellent multitaskers, but the multitasking required when driving is not conducive to an autistic brain. And I'm saying that they are driving around in DC, so it's extra crazy. The drivers plus the crazy roads. Yeah, I've been in DC traffic before because my partner is from Herndon, and we go into DC. We used to like alternate 1 month there, 1 month here, and my 1 month there were always like, okay. I mean, we didn't go out often because it was crazy, but we would go things to like the Air and Space Museum and the Smithsonian down, like the Art Museum in Washington. We went and a few other things, like nothing touristy, but there's still like seen the space shuttle, and we also went into Maryland sometimes because I have a friend who works at Goddard, so. We spent a day at NASA, which was really cool. And that traffic too, getting to Maryland, is not fun. I do not enjoy the green belt. That was what I like the name for that traffic that takes you from like Maryland to DC to the Herndon area of Fairfax County. That's the place. Okay, so what else did I want to do today? I need to fill in my yesterday and do some outlining I think I want to do. So yeah, let's do some show and tell. So, got my grant money. The Beltway, thank you. I knew it had way in it, not Greenway. The Beltway, yes. So, I'm going to do an unboxing video probably at some time. So in front of me, I have like a new storage thing, which is 10 shells that you can either split up side by side or stack on top of each other. And it's basically 10 trays. They're not all that thick, but they're skinny, or like they're deep enough to, here, I'll show one that is, full. The reason why I got this is because I have a Shein order that could be coming as early as Monday. Here, anyway, so it just has some journaling supplies in it. So I got that, and this is gonna fill up really, really quickly. To make it easier, if you may remember, I was keeping them in like cardboard boxes from Amazon, but here's the and the brand of it is called Meeden, Meeden. But this is, here, let me make some more room. This is my total happy buy. So and there's stuff moving around in it. So it's an art box. It's an art supply box. Let me do it like this too, so you can see this end before I start transforming it. So you take off the little loop-de-loop hoops, you open it up, and then these come off. So I have my washi boards, and this one, I'm going to put some washi boards in the one that's in front of me too. So this is my portable journaling station. So I can take it to the couch, and I have a little lap desk. So I'm not having to be at my desk to do my journaling and my planning and stuff, because it's not always conducive. And then in the other one, I have, you've all seen this before, but it fits quite a bit of stuff in these top two compartments. Yeah, and so I wonder if I can do this like still in camera. Parts of it might disappear out of camera. But then these open up like wings. And you have like, Here, yeah. This is not conducive to the camera. Let me hold on. Let me do it this way. So yeah, it opens up like wings, and then you have another container that has like little cubbies in it of different sizes to put more supplies in. So that's like really cool. And then you can close these. And like when they're locked, these don't open. And then at the very bottom is another drawer to put. That's all one size to put stuff in. So that's like my bigger things are down here in the bottom. And so yeah, I just have to pick this up. Let me put this in here correctly. Come on. Oops, it's not wanting to close. There we go. I just have to pick it up. And it's like, yeah, it's meant for art supplies, but it has my stickers, and then I have, I mean, everything else is like my pens and stuff. They're easily portable as well. So that was a really fun purchase, a good purchase, just so I can be more portable with my journaling. I've seen like lots of tote bags and stuff like that, like soft. People using diaper bags, and that's all cool and everything. But it's not. It doesn't have the. I like to have things sorted and neat. If that's not, I mean, that should be of no surprise to anyone. So it was finding that on Amazon. Was like, ooh. This is what I need. Because I was looking for apothecary, like, chests. There's one in an antique store here in town. But it's, like, way outside of, like, it's a full wall. It used to be a card catalog in a library. And what I'm saying is, like, a mini dream box. Yes. So, yeah, I was looking for all sorts of things. And then I saw that. And some other things from the same brand that's all meant for like putting art supplies, paints and pens and like pastels, oil pastels and stuff in it. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. And I could even travel with it, and it's like nice and sturdy, so I don't have to worry like with something like a diaper bag or a craft bag that's soft. Then you have to worry about it like it getting crumpled in a vehicle or whatever. So, yeah, it was a very, very nice find. Okay, what did I do on Friday? Because I want to fill in Friday and do some outlining. But, where are we? Friday. That was the 16th. Have to do some photography I did this week. Here we go. So from 11 to 12:30 I did admin. That can't be right. 16th. Did I really do admin for the same amount of time on both Thursday and Friday? I mean, that's why it doesn't seem right to me. Because like my days are nearly not that consistent. But this week it was. Okay. Interesting. So color that in. Oops. Check on my dogs. So admin. And then I did photography until 2. So what color is that? I think it's this one. Yes. Anomic is saying, are you having any FOMO about the Hobonichi release and everyone posting about it? No. Which is kind of surprising. I did have a moment where I'm like, I want to try the weeks. And it's not really so much FOMO, more as it's like, well, it's an interesting format, and it reminds me, like, every now and then I miss living in my traveler's notebooks and having that system that I created, because I was in traveler's notebooks for like 5-6 years. And so I thought, like, the weeks is like the same size basically as the personal, and so and I like the paper in the Hobonichi over the paper that's in the Travelers. And so I thought, well, that would be an interesting thing to do. And then I thought about it, and I was like, I thought I would use it solely for personal planning and go back to having one planner for work and one planner for personal stuff. But this would, like, that it's too much carrying around, in this system of how I've managed to do both personal and work planning all in the same system, and still being able to have it, still being able to leave work at the end of the day. So I'm like, no. My brain likes to fix things that are not broken. Is what it boils down to. And so, like, my system isn't broken. It works. I used to have like one traveler system for work and one traveler system for personal. And the reason for that mainly was because of, some people self-medicate with drugs and alcohol to deal with trauma and like symptoms of post-traumatic stress. Well, I was a workaholic, and I used work to self-medicate, and as long as I was working, then the trauma couldn't seep in, so I was safe. And as I was starting to work through that in trauma therapy, I needed to have like separation between where it was necessary for the rewiring of your brain and creating new pathways that were not driven by trauma. And so I had to create a system that completely separated work and personal, so that once my workday ended, and there was no like picking up like a work journal and finding myself like working till 1 o'clock in the morning because it's there in front of me. Then I got through a part where a point in trauma therapy where I was consistently, didn't matter what, stopping work at 6 o'clock, boom, done, and not wanting to go back. And then that's where this year was an experiment. And like, can I have work and personal in the same system and not see like work tasks and things to do and be like, well, why do tomorrow what I can do today? And I think part of that is having the days, like my to-do list separately, and not really writing out a to-do list too far in advance. So there's no reason to have something separate for personal when I've been able to keep it separate for the past year, even though it's in the same system. Anomic is saying that they caught up a little bit and also felt like trying the weeks. They justified it because they want daily pages in the planner that they are going to use up in 2023. Won't have any dailies, yes. So you just got the weeks. See, that's a good reason to get the weeks. I have the dailies in like this system, like these dailies, and these dailies are there's more to fill up in this than there is in the weeks. So sometimes I think, well, maybe I will just like use the weeks. But this, I like this. I like the way that it's laid out. I like that I have my TikTok on one arrow or one column, my to-do on the other. The system just works for me. So I'm, yeah. I like that's I don't think there's anything more for me to shopping and then self-care. Not really much more to say about that. There's some other, I have more FOMO, I think, when I see people with their traveler's notebooks hauls. only because I spent so long in that system where it's like, it's a home that I wish sometimes that I could go back to, but it's not what I need anymore. I'm thinking, we'll see. Like, this system worked really well. And I'm like saying, yes, that they like separate to-do lists, so that is how they use the weeks. Yeah. So, yeah. And that works for you, then that's like, that's what you do. I think the thing with the biggest thing about the Hobonichi, because I like, and it might change like once I get the biz for next year. I mean, the biggest drawback for me for the Hobonichi, because I like the avec, because it has like, the avec is 2 books, but it has like all this stuff in the avec, and then plus the daily pages, right? And I like that. And the thing that keeps me away from the Hobonichi avec, and why I won't switch to it, I'm staying in the Jibun, is because of the Gantt charts. Because like, I use, as you know, where are they in this one? I'm going to use the Gantt chart for my book projects and tracking the deadlines, publishing deadlines, and all that. And then in this one, and then in the dailies, I actually use them to keep track of what days I'm actually working on specific tasks for projects like my book. If I was shooting an art exhibit, it would be the same thing. At the end of 2023, I may, like, what I have to do for the Hobonichi for next year is you can buy like the monthly calendar separate, because in my project planner, my, like, all this is going to be used up with like my photo shoot schedule and everything, and so I'm going to need a new monthly section, even though I have plenty of daily sections left in the project planner. So I do have to buy that piece of Hobonichi. And then maybe at the end of 2023, I mean, it all depends, like, unless I'm like shooting another cookbook for 2024, right? If I have any big projects, as long as I have super big projects that have multiple moving parts and multiple moving timelines, then the Jibun is for me because of the Gantt charts. If the Hobonichi had the Gantt charts, I would probably switch to the Hobonichi just because... Oh, and also the Hobonichi is missing like all of this stuff as well that I use. So even the weeks, like this weekly section, does not work for me in the Hobonichi. And Namek is saying they want to try an avec in 2024, but they are also curious about the new paper that it will have since Tomoe River Paper sold the company. Yes, that's another thing as well. So in the biz, I can't wait till they're ready for order in Canada. I'm really envious of Americans. So the biz and then the life book and the Jibun uses, like, it's called I think it's like MOA. I think it's how it's spelled. The Mio paper. I think Mio or Mia or Moe or something paper. And it's like really, really soft. It's and silky. And I like this paper better than I like the Tomoe River paper. And so it's just it has a very soft, silky feeling to it. So that's going where this feels more like the Tomoe River paper, which is fine, and they behave. The Tomoe River paper is better if you want to do watercoloring. This watercoloring on this paper, and even the Mio paper, is not conducive for, like, it will hold watercolor, but it doesn't blend like you can with Tomoe River paper. So yeah, that's another thing that I didn't quite think about, was the fact that Tomoe River Paper sold the company. So I think my biggest I'm going to probably have... So I canceled. I did make the decision finally. And it was a sad decision to cancel my Sticky Club subscription. It's been too many months in a row where they don't have the things that I want in it. And so that's another thing that happened. I know Mick is saying they like using fountain pen inks in the Hobonichi. See, yeah, I don't use fountain pens. I like my gel pens. Gel pens in both the Jibun and the Hobonichi smudge. Unless you have to wait for them to dry a certain amount of time. And you cannot use water-based ink. Like, you can't use a brush pen over top of the gel ink, like you can with watercolor. So those are like downsides. I just like the way that gel ink looks, and I like the way that the way it moves on the paper. The gel ink dries quicker. Gel pens dry quicker in the Jibun Techo than they do in the Hobonichi. So that's another consideration for people who are wanting to know what system works for them. It also depends on what type of writing utensil you like to use. Yeah, they always, and I'm saying yes, that they always have blotting papers on hand. Yeah, and that's just a step that I don't have patience. I don't want to be blotting stuff. I kudos to you for having the patience to do that. I'm always such a rush. It needs to be, functionality is always number one. My number one consideration is utility, functionality. Does it serve the purpose? And does it serve the purpose well? That's one thing that I miss about, even though I don't like the feel, hand feel, texture, rubbing your hand over a traveler's, the traveler's paper. The ink dries, gel ink dries almost instantly in a traveler's. And now I'm saying the Jibun seems like the perfect system for you. Yeah, for me, it is the perfect system for me. And I everyone's always so surprised because it's just not used that much often in the planner community. When I was watching Job's Journal on Thursday, we were talking about our 2023 orders, and I mentioned that I am impatiently waiting for Wonder Pens, is like the jet pens of Canada. Impatiently waiting for Wonder Pens to get their Jibun order in so that I can order my 2023 planner and have that in my hot little hands. And there was one other viewer out of the 50 some odd that watched Job live every Thursday, and that was oh, I used the Jibun too, and they were so ecstatic that someone else was in the room that is looking forward to their Jibun, and it's not all about the Hobonichi. So it's that yeah, I'm surprised that there aren't more people who use the Jibun, but also a thing that I see in the community is that a lot of people use a Hobonichi more so for journaling and less for actual practical planning. I mean, there's some people like Monsters Co. Who uses a mix of both journaling and functional planning in their Hobonichi, but they're like the exception to the rule. Everyone else seems to be using it mostly primarily for which one is my shoot color in that in 98, primarily for journaling and memory keeping. So except for the weeks, people use the weeks for functional planning when it comes to Hobonichi, And it's just really interesting to me how the Hobonichi is very much meant to be a functional planner. But very few people use the cousin and the avec and like the original A6 size as a functional planner. And it seems like a lot of money for a memory keeper. For me, anyways. And that's probably just because I'm not, like, I keep my little notes at the bottom here of things that I want to remember that happened that day. I journal every single Sunday on my Sunday page in my dailies, and that's the extent to the memory keeping. Like, I don't have, like, long paragraphs of things to write, like, that I want to write about. Anamika is saying, I wish the Agendio, sorry, my glasses are, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because I'm not familiar with that word, wasn't so overwhelming to create. Otherwise, they would love to be able to have a Jibun or hobo that is truly neutral with no red, no blue, or other colors, just like grays, if anything. So that's the biz. And that is, like, the biz is all, hold on, let me put this lid on. And that's the reason why I'm switching from the, like, this is from the starter kit, just the, like, the personal diary to the biz. Come on, let me go to Jibun's website. Hopefully, Jibun, come on. Jibun. Whoops. Jibun Techo. Canada. I'm not saying agenda. That's the okay. That was a typo. Is a planner that you can customize. Yeah, but above you pronounce it with a DIO. Yes. See, that's where my confusion came in. Agenda. I know what agenda is. What I thought Agendio was like some brand of planner. Oh, Agendio. Okay, so you are. Agendio is an agenda, is a planner. Okay, so you were correct the first time, and then you're correct. Okay, I am all caught up now. Nope, not Fight on Pens. I want to go to the Jibun actual website. Kokuyu. Here we go. So that's it is a brand, yeah. So you can customize it. Or my very first, like, I've been using agendas and planners for like forever. So here, let me open it. Come on. So this is there's like some, the only red in the biz is like for days that have holidays. It's not the whole column. And the weekends are also like different shades of gray. And so that's like the only red is like that one little section in the biz. Otherwise, so for holidays and Sundays. And it's not even the whole column. Otherwise, it is completely grayscale. And that's one of the reasons why I'm switching to the biz. Is because it is very monochromatic. Doesn't have any blue. Unlike... Oh, it's okay, Ziggy. Unlike the personal one. Which here, you can see the difference between... Like, even the way that the lines are... Let me see if I can make this closer. So, yeah, even the lines are different between them. There's still the different colors in the days, but that's fine. But yeah, here we go. The standard. That's what this is. It's the standard and the biz, and you can see they're very different when it comes to the look and feel. And I can't wait to move into the biz for next year. Anamik is saying they could deal with that amount of red, just don't like the shaded whole column. Yeah, that's me neither. Same with the whole shaded column blue, and that's the main reason, and also the different paper between the standard and the biz. I like the soft feel of the paper that's in the Life book, and it's more luxurious. I just want to rub it. It has a very nice tactile feel to it. I shoot. Missed a. Oops, that's too far down. Okay, Jules, don't get ahead of yourself. I also did a shoot this morning. I gotta put that in. Where's that color? YG040. Monomics saying that they much prefer the Biz one. Yes, same. And that's where I have FOMO of that, because like Americans have their Biz already, and I just want mine. I want it to be in. I don't understand why there's like 4 retailers in Canada that sells the Biz, or like the Kukui, the Jibun Techo, and nobody in Canada yet has it in stock, which is just really bizarre to me. Shoot. There. The shoot. I was basically editing, I think, on this afternoon. I may have also in here. So, now I'm saying, oh, yes, you can get one now. No, you're not rubbing it in. But yes, they are. You can get yours now from Jet Pens. And I'm very upset about that. Like, not in a I'm angry at you if you do it. But you know what? Like, that's where my FOMO is that my Americans, friends, pals, fellow planners are getting their Bizes and days and all that other stuff as we speak from Jet Pens, and up here in Canada they're still not in stock. It's just, it gives me a bit of a sad, even though I can't use it till November, but November's gonna be here like any second now, so it's not like I want it. I want to do the unboxing video. I want to set it up. I want to touch the paper, which may seem really weird, but I mean, it's texture, especially when you spend so much time in it, right? Like, how the paper feels is very important. You want the experience to be as enjoyable as possible. I'm looking for deadlines. N60. I think I have to buy a new N60. That's not it. That's 95. Is this it? Nope. 79. Oops. What is going? What? Hold on. I'm now like saying that they understand that the excitement is real, and something, for some reason, okay, so there was a blip there for a second, and I don't know how long that happened. Hopefully it's over, and I'm just gonna, it's a good thing we have 10 minutes left, but the stream dropped for a second. And I don't know how long it dropped on your end, and if there was like a buffering or what happened, but we only have 10 minutes left, thankfully, but my internet connection went out, which is bizarre. So if I suddenly disappear before the stream time is actually over, it's because, okay, and I'm like saying it was very quick. Okay, that's good to know. It's because there's something, that also, another thing happened yesterday that was exciting-ish. Our power went out yesterday, which is really weird for it to go out in the summer. It goes out in the winter a lot because all of our power cables and stuff are above ground, and it gets really windy and like windstorms, and so trees knock down power lines, wind knocks down power lines, all that other stuff. So we had a unusual for like time of year power outage yesterday. It turned out they were doing some work on a substation down island in Victoria, and one of the workers accidentally tripped not a fuse. I mean, it's equivalent to a fuse, a circuit breaker that controlled the power for basically like 100,000 people from Victoria all the way up here, like northern Ontario, anyway, or Victoria, not Ontario. Anyways, so yeah, the whole south end of the island, well, not whole south end, a good portion of the south end of the island was without power yesterday because a worker accidentally turned off the breaker that controls power to this area. Oh, I switched out of this color too soon. So, let's see what else to catch everybody up on. So yeah, hoping that this coming week that my Vitruvian ships, and this week I'm hoping, and I'm like saying, goodness, that affected a lot of people. Yeah, it did. It was really quick though. Like they realized their mistake pretty quickly. So it was only for us, it was out for maybe 20 minutes. For some people, it was out for 15 minutes, and then for other people, it was out for 45 minutes. The biggest thing that happened is, so when the power came back on, and I've never had, oh my stupid head, never had this happen before, but when it came back in, we have our Google TV Chromecast in our HDMI 1 port on our television, and when the power came back on, it blew out the HDMI port. Only that one. And so, like, there's still a picture, but the picture, like, it has lines and it, like, jumps. It's like the old-fashioned, for those of us who, like, only had television via an antenna that you had to turn. That's, like, when I first moved to this area, this is how rural where I used to live. We had party line telephones, no cable, no television outside of like an antenna, big antenna that was like 100 feet above your house that you turn with the dial. And I was very lucky to have like 1 or 2 channels. And it was like the skipping, or like in a VHS tape that is like starting, the tracking that's the word I'm looking for. It's like the tracking was off, and that's what's happened with my the HDMI 1 port on my television. So that is weird. I mean, we had another port I could switch it to, but it also meant unplugging one of my gaming devices. So never had that happen before. You always hear about, like, and we have, like, the television is plugged into a surge protector. So for it to still have damage when the power came back on is very bizarre. I don't understand how that happened, but it did. If the TV all of a sudden walks out, at least TVs are not $1 billion anymore like they used to be. So you can get a pretty standard, a good sized television for much cheaper than they used to be. What else was exciting? And I was saying, that's interesting. Their son's favorite word, Mom, it's glitching. Yeah, that happened. That's too much. And I was one of those things where, like, first, there were some other things with the TV that were acting wonky, so I had to turn off the TV and turn it back on again. And it's really funny how for so many technology issues, the answer is to either plug it in, like unplug it or plug it back in again, to like discharge all the electricity in the appliance, or to turn it on and off again. And so I was hoping that because there was like some color issues on the TV that because it was out long enough for all the things that were pre-programmed in the TV to be reset. So I had to, and turning it back on, it just glitched out the computer chip in the television for a second. That's the problem with smart TVs, is that they have computer chips in them that don't like to behave all the time. So that was solved, and I was hoping that turning it back on and off again would save like the tracking issue on the first HDMI port, but it didn't, so that's a bummer. What else? Let me look. Oh, I had my sleep study this week too. That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. So, like, I get crap sleep enough as it is, and we think I have sleep apnea, but the whole problem with being, like, it's non-invasive, it's a nasal cannula, and a strap around your chest, and a SpO2 monitor on your finger. But even that, like, a little bit of non-invasive equipment, anytime I would move in the middle of the night, I would wake completely up because I could feel, like, I had to tape the nasal cannula to my face. I had to tape the wire for the SpO2 monitor onto my finger. And so moving, anytime I would move in the middle of the night, I would wake up, and it would take me another good, like, half an hour to fall back to sleep because of the damn equipment attached to me it's not conducive to sleeping. And so I don't know how good of data they got for my sleep study, because sleep was like one of the last things that happened. And I don't know if I got to a deep enough sleep for my sleep apnea to kick in. You fill out a form afterwards where you can let them know that your sleep was like really broken because of the equipment keeping you up. So I don't know if I'll have to do it again. I'm not saying they wouldn't be able to sleep like that. Yeah, and I take medications to sleep. They're not like sleep medications, but they help you to achieve sleep. They're not what's the, like, tranquilizers, my sleep type. It's not like NyQuil or whatever. And so I was able to fall asleep, but yeah, I was up like every hour and a half, 2 hours, as I would move in my sleep. And it was no bueno. So I don't know if I have to do it again. I find out the results in a couple weeks, and sleep studies are torture. So that's, if you ever have to have one, just know that sleep is probably the last thing you're going to get. And I'm saying you would have been utterly exhausted, and then the results would be skewed. Yeah, like, that's the thing. I know the snoring part of it was probably captured, but I don't know if I stopped breathing at all in my sleep. Just because I did not reach deep sleep at all. According to my Fitbit, I was in light sleep all night. And deep sleep is when apnea happens. And they should be able to know that from the monitor, but I don't know. And I don't want to do it again, because it was not fun at all. And so that was Tuesday. That was also when I received... So yeah, overnight Monday is when I had the sleep study. And I was wrecked on Tuesday and so grumpy. And it was also the day that my grant money came in. And so I didn't get to enjoy that experience as much as I normally would have had I been able to, like, have a... Not horrible... Like, I'd never had great sleep. But it was worse than usual. Is there anything else I need to outline? Yes, those. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Time flies quickly. So, thanks again, Anomik, for joining me. Enjoy your Airbnb. Thanks to everyone else who tuned in and either lurked or are watching this on replay. We'll be back next Saturday unless I send out a secret message at the 30-minute warning. So this is like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for all notifications so that if something happens next Saturday and I can't live stream at the 30-minute, like there's a live stream happening in 30-minute notification, I will change the title to sorry, I have to cancel. But other than that, I hope to see everybody next Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. British Daylight Time, when we do this all over again. And next week, I'll be planning my month of October. I don't know what you'll be doing, but that's what I'm doing. So everyone, yeah, have a good week. Stay safe. Be kind. Rewind. I don't know why I said that. It seemed appropriate considering the talk of the VCR today. And yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching. Bye.